Corey here with Crash and Burn Racing, and welcome back to another video. It has been quite a while since I have released a video, and I want to give you guys a quick update on what I've been working on. Here's my full-size 5-inch frame here, and I gotta say, it is looking very promising. It has just been performing so great on my test flights. The only thing that I actually am changing is the top plate here. I wanted to have the option to run the battery on top or the bottom here, and the antenna mount here was just making it a little bit too tight to put the battery on top. But so far that has been the only flaw in this frame. And for my smaller frame sizes here, this here is actually 4-inch props on this frame. And just to give you a kind of a comparison, this is my last 3-inch frame I designed, and it is actually a bit smaller than this. This is actually 160 millimeter, and this is a 150 millimeter. So by going with this crazy design here, I was able to shave down the size quite a bit, but the camera doesn't fit. The camera doesn't fit like that. I wasn't able to get in here. So I had to redesign this, and here is the 3-inch version next to it. And hopefully I'll get my parts here in probably 3 weeks, be able to test them out, and hopefully this design will be finalized also. But that's not what I'm really here for today. We're here to change things up a bit, and what I'm going to be building on now is this. I am going to make this into an FPV racer. This is the mini F-22 from Flite Test. I actually started flying airplanes in this hobby, and I miss it so much. I used to build foam board planes all the time, scratch builds, and I really wanted to do this. To make things interesting, we're going to put this Emax 2306 2750 kV motor. So yeah, this is a lot of motor for this little plane. Most of us know this thing can put out about 1,800 grams of thrust on a 6-inch prop, which this does run a 6-inch prop. It'll be very interesting to see how that works out on this. And to power that, I have 30 amp ESC also by Emax. And for servos, we're going with these little micros here. I think they weigh about 5 grams, so should be a super light airplane with this super fast motor. And camera wise, we're going to go with the micro Swift. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to see how I can fit this into this portion here or here. I don't know how exactly it's going to go in yet, but now that we've got the introduction to this project made, I'm going to start throwing this kit together. And when I have it together, I'm going to show you some little tips that I like to do for this, and should help streamline it a little bit. And I'm going to get started right now. So one of the things I'm going to do differently in my build is I'm going to take the barbecue sticks that they give you, and I'm going to glue it into this leading edge here, which will give this edge very nice strength for when you hit stuff with your edge here. And it should give it a little bit of strength and help with the streamlineness a little bit. So I've gone ahead and I've just slightly pushed in the edge right here, just a couple times very lightly, and that will allow me to glue this stick in here like this, trim it off right here. And then also I am going to just go ahead and pinch these edges down. Making this gap a little smaller here will actually help hold in the stick and give you a little bit more of a streamlined edge right there. So once you got this glued in, just take your fingernail and just go over the edge like this and get all the excess glue. And if you happen to have a gap between the wood here and the foam board, just go ahead and take an iron on high heat and just quickly and lightly press it down like this, and that will give it a nice edge right there. Now for the trailing edge, I'm not going to leave it blocky like this. I'm going to go to the iron again here, and I'm going to just get it just right over the edge of the table. And you want to go kind of quickly. You don't want to stay in one spot. And just work it down slowly. Try to keep it even. And there you can see we have a nice beveled edge. We've gone down about half the width of the cardboard there. We'll do it right here also. See here, you can line up on the edges like that. Keeps it from curving the board. There we have a nice edge. And then on the other side, and come back on this side, do the exact same thing. And then you will see a nice clean edge. So as I'm working through my build here, I actually had a bit of change of heart on what I'm going to use for my camera. I noticed that the Runcam Mini actually just happens to fit super nice in between right here. And so I heated this up a little bit right here, pushed it down like so, and my plan is to put my camera right there. Now I'm going to have just a touch of angle down. This inner part here just pops out, and this is missing a piece. This piece goes on top here, and I just cut a little opening here for my camera, and this will, looks like this is good in place. This will keep it from changing angle back. So once I get it glued down, it'll be nice and clean, and you'll see just a little bit of the camera sticking up. Here is our fully assembled FPV F-22. Here I got my bamboo skewers protecting this whole area, because these edges tend to get a little damage there. And my camera fits in here pretty nice. Just use some sticky pad on the bottom of it. And if I open it up, here you can see how the inside looks there. I went ahead and streamlined these bends back here with the iron also. For the bottom side, let's take a look down here. This is how I got all my stuff wired up. Try to keep everything far back as possible, because during this build it gets nose heavy very easy once you put the battery in. And I'm only using the 800 force cell, so it is a little heavy on the nose, but we'll just have to go with it. It does actually fly okay with slightly nose heavy, so with this design. But I got my 30 amp ESC here, everything wired in. This is an ET200R. It's just something I had, extra part I was never going to use, so I thought I'd throw it in here. And got my antenna coming up here. This is double-sided sticky foam again. I know this puts off heat here and it's technically insulating it, but with the air coming through here, this should stay cool just fine. But yeah, here's the build, ready to go. Let's go see if it flies. So after a quick test flight, everything worked out well, and it was ready to strap on the FPV goggles. And right away I noticed it was very unstable on the roll axis, which was kind of expected for a short wingspan like this, but I didn't really expect it to be as bad as it was. And that nose being in the view right there actually was much more annoying than I thought it would be. And here I did a series of high speed runs, and I was really disappointed on the high speed. I was maybe about 50 miles per hour at the highest, and I know this design is not the fastest, but I really thought it'd be better than this. And you'll see coming up here, my video starts to get a little fuzzy, so I got turned around thinking I was going to be okay, but as you'll see right here, I just completely lose connection and down I went.
Oh no!
So here we are back at the bench. Gotta say, I'm very disappointed in these results, but where did it go wrong? Well, first of all, this design just is not good for FPV. With this this motor here, even with a 5-inch prop, trying to go full speed, just wanted to keep tilting really bad. And the biggest reason I went down though was this awesome, what is it? I don't know, $12 Hobby King receiver. We went with this 200 milliwatt transmitter thinking, you know, my video would go out before this would, but unfortunately I lost control and still had decent video to go with it. And yeah, this is what it resulted in. At least we know why you don't see a whole lot of FPV platforms like this, I guess. Just doesn't work out well. And I really thought that seeing part of the nose was going to be not that bad and kind of give it the airplane experience, but it really didn't. And it flew so bad for FPV. It was very wobbly. Definitely a LOS airplane, that's for sure. So, but I mean, it's not going to be a complete loss. I'm going to maybe build a wing next. Use this motor for sure. Definitely not this receiver. Still use the ESC. So the main parts I have, but it's such a disappointment. This was such a good looking airplane with the nice clean edges. But anyway, well, if you like this video, please give it a like and tell me what you thought of it. If you didn't like it, let me know. And while you're here, if you could check out the link below to racedayquads.com. They're an awesome store. That's where this motor came from right here. They have awesome shipping. They price match the Banggood. They have some of the best prices out there for sure. And really fast shipping here in the US. So, all right, guys. I'll catch you later.